It's really hard to convince someone who believes that Israel is chosen by God. Who am I to question God's special chosen people over here? So it is about 90%, 85 to 90% of the people dead in Gaza are civilian non-combatant. 8 people out of 10 that are being killed in Gaza, at least that, are civilian non-combatants. It's really easy to look at you and just say, that's propaganda. That's clearly from the Gaza, Ministry of Health. And when Israel admitted those figures in February, then that doesn't make the news and they don't see it. It's really hard to convince someone who believes that Israel is chosen by God and special in a way that you're not special. It's really hard to get that person to then evaluate what's happening in light of biblical ethics, because who am I? I'm not special. Who am I to question God's special chosen people over here? And so that notion of God playing favorites, God having a special people based on ethnicity, that clouds their judgment from start to finish. It almost beats down mentally the person who holds that view. It dismantles their ability to look objectively at what's happening in the Middle East.
It's almost like a spell that way.
Yeah, it's a self-loathing because you're just a Gentile. These people, these are the chosen people. And God, God's loving, he's kind. He let you into their religion, but you're never going to be Jewish. They're special. And it's so infuriating because the scripture teaches the exact opposite message. I'm God's chosen. I'm the child of Abraham, according to the scripture very explicitly in Galatians 3. In 1 Peter chapter 2, the apostle Peter says that we are God's chosen nation and royal priesthood and people for God's own possession. He's talking about the Christian church, which is chock full of Gentiles. He's not talking about Jews.
What's interesting here is that he is not attacking the religion from the outside. He is challenging the idea from within the same texts his audience believes in. His point is simple. If your own religious reference does not teach racial superiority, how did this turn into unconditional political support for Israel?
We're the chosen nation. They're a desert war cult who's murdering a lot of innocent people. It's okay to judge them. God's not going to, be hostile with you because you've looked at what's happening over there and said, you know what? It's not okay to bomb an apartment building because there might be a terrorist in apartment 3G. And there's so many different things about the IDF that Christians need to know, but they don't have a frame of reference because there's not an effective news source breaking through to evangelicals who are all pigeonholed in like this neocon influenced news environment. And so it's like, their targeting program, their AI targeting program that is designed to, I think, maximize civilian damage is called the gospel. That's what the IDF named it. There's 2 of them. Well, there's 3. There's Daddy's Home. You've heard of this one?
No.
Oh, Daddy's Home. Okay. This is astoundingly inhumane. So their AI targeting program that lets them know when a target comes within a specific location, essentially geofencing, but instead of church, it's their home. It will notify essentially Skynet when to send the missile, when to drop the bomb. And it's called Daddy's Home because it waits for the terrorist. Alleged terrorists, keep in mind, these aren't people who've been tried or anything. There's no trial for them. The alleged terrorist gets home and then it pings Daddy's home. Daddy's home then sends the missile to kill them.
The family.
They would say that that is a target and the target use some human shields. And if human shields die in the process, that's on the terrorists. But it's called Daddy's Home because it's waiting for them to get home. That's not something that the American military does. We don't wait for targets to get home before we bomb them, but the IDF does. So it is about 90%, 85 to 90% of the people dead in Gaza are civilian non-combatants. That's not from trying to miss civilian non-combatants, right? That's like you targeting them. It's like doctors testifying that more than 400 kids that they've seen in the last remaining hospital in Gaza that's still open, 400 kids dead with a sniper round caliber in the head. It's not from shrapnel. And so, yeah, they're waiting for people to get home before they blow them up.
And here the picture becomes complete. This is no longer just a different religious interpretation. For some politicians and media figures, it has become a moral cover for supporting a state no matter what it does. And that is the real question. When does faith become a tool to justify politics instead of a standard that holds it accountable?